good evening, and welcome out to another week of Gunpla and Chill. And with that, we got our Gundam Wingsday kicking off here. Tonight, we're going to be working on um, a new Gundam this night, or new mobile suit in general. I'm super stoked for this one. It's been fantastic to see it re-released in the first place, and so I'm excited to bring to you tonight, and starting out with the next few weeks as well. Vayeate is what we're going to start with. So Mercury's and Vayeate are going to be the next two. We're starting out with Vayeate. Going to jump right on in with it. I looked through the manual. We can see we got things doubled up here for each section, but we're only going to do Vayeate for the first off and get him finished up in its entirety first. So it's going to be a good build. I'm excited for it. And they redid it using the, the newer design of the, what's it called? The Leo. So the newer release of the Leo has helped out with this too. So let's go ahead and check it out. We're going to be starting, it doesn't even tell us which runners we're going to be using in general. With this kit, so we're just going to kind of just open up every single bag that looks like it belongs to Vayeate. So that's all of our blue parts. I got actually a really nice, just straight blue for this as well. And this is going to be a nice black, and then all the gold accents for the, I don't know, like the generator engine. Yeah, super exciting. Very, very excited for this one. So, oh, it's a softer plastic too. Very good. We're going to put these aside. These are all Mercury's parts, so we're going to put those aside completely. These are the arms. This one says, it does say Vayeate. It's in katakana here, but Vayeato. Gotta love some good old katakana. So, now there is an interesting portion of this, and this is a part of the headpiece. Yeah, so we're not gonna we're gonna have to like soft build this at first, because there's a lot of like just smaller pieces that make up this that kind of need to be painted. So, getting going here, we're gonna get out these guys right there. Let's see what this head looks like. So this is just straight up. Okay, this is you got a C3, that's odd. Double B's. And then D as in Delta. And we're going with both A's to start out with. So hopefully you guys have had a pretty awesome Wednesday. Middle of the week portion. Hanging out, getting some work done, maybe some school. Maybe you get the week off for the holidays coming up shortly. Thanksgiving is one of my favorites. Food, family, and fun is what I think about when I think about Thanksgiving. And what better time to build some Gundams? It's nice and chill for the most part outside. Some places it's probably really cold, like if you're in the Mountain West. Alright, mix up that. I'm actually going to need some art, because it looks like right here, I don't know if there's what it's supposed to be, but right here there's a line at the base of this chin portion. So I'm going to look at some art real quick. Oh shoot, I don't even know how to spell it. There you go. Vayeate. Looking for some good art. Looks like it's pretty solid. Yeah, it's a solid. It's just extra details, which is good for us. Oh, excuse me. Ah, this light blue color. I've actually been really thinking about what I'm gonna do for this in general. I find it kind of unique. I don't know if I have this color. It's like a more of a sky blue per se, but I just finished painting all my blues that I have. Evo Mikey, that's the way you do it. Take a week off from school, a week off from work, and then just build. But excuse me. So I did some blue recently, but it's definitely not a sky blue, and this looks like it needs to be like a sky blue. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find the color palette here to determine what we need to do. Because of course, I personally am looking for color accuracy. See, that's 810. That is 824. You know, I kind of like the fact that all the Oz mobile suits have like that same like squared, and you can see it right here, that squared optical piece right here. Yeah, I think it just looks fantastic. It's super cool. And this is already a good default color. I don't think we have it anywhere else on the mobile suit. So we'll be able to leave this as is. Probably won't need to paint that. Just panel line it. What do we need to do any sanding? They made that so good for us. Same with that. Wow, that was perfect. I'm going to give a little dab here. I think there's some rough edges. Yeah. Probably even go higher grit than that. Just going to pull out all the sandpaper to get ready. Yeah, I gotta go make a sky blue. So let's see what they're using for it. Should have some colors somewhere on here. Like I said, sometimes it's the worst part about the P Bandais. They don't give you the actual colors. And sometimes you'll just have to make do. And there's no, oh, here's our color guide. It is a very unique form. But it does have an, oh wow, it's all in English though. Look at that. So we got the katakana and kanji on one part, and then we have the English on the other. So it says for the light blue part, oh, 80% white, 20%, what? Violet. Violet. Oh, I don't know if I have any of that. Small dose of violet. Well, might have to make that color too. Won't need very much of it. We just have it for like that underlining the bottom of the waist and then the shoulders. So yeah, but oh, look at that. It's mostly white. 80% as a matter of fact, so. Easy enough. 80-20, so that means, well, let's do some simple math here. What? 4-to-1 ratio. That should be pretty easy to do. Four whites, one drop of light blue. Good news is that I do have those colors. Gonna probably paint it over actually I think we'll need to go gray primer. They actually did such a good job on these angled parts. It's just fantastic. That's where they put the nubs at. It's super easy for clipping right now. This is probably going to need a little bit more sanding. Yeah, that's going to need some sanding, some real sanding. I'm actually curious, what did they say for the color guide for actual Vayeate itself? The body part, blue part is literally, wow, there's actually, it's an 80-20 the other way, so 80-20 for blue and 20 for white, which I don't know if I want to use any white. Like, that's just a beautiful blue in the first place. However, though, I do have, I think we're going to go with specifically for this one, electric blue. Electric blue is specific color from, oh, what's it called? Evo Mikey, I get your question in just a second. Electric blue is a specific color with Vallejo. Haven't seen it specifically the same way with anything else. So I'm glad you asked what grit did I use. I'm starting out with, so this is the God Hand version. This is 240 for it. It does a really good job cleaning up. Not all sandpaper is made the same, and so with that being the case, you definitely want to sand with sometimes the lowest ones. Like I've got if you use the Mad Cats, Mad Cats, wow, that's some old school stuff. The Madworks one that I have, their 320 is just as aggressive as this 240, and so it's actually pretty aggressive for that grit level. So it just depends. Like some things, like if you see like just needs like a little slight bit of sanding to be touched on, like very very little, I just go with my 800. It's a good polishing grit, without having to really like make it super shiny or anything. And especially if you're gonna paint. Now, if you are gonna polish, so you do want to go up to like at least minimum of like 2500, and that's if you're gonna not paint. We get that piece. That could be painted yellow. That's the natural color for it. But I think it's going to be fully covered up, which we will find out when we make the head. So if you see, like we get these are right here at the edges, these nubs. So we won't need to fully sand that to get that taken care of. So I'm just going to grab my 800 and just literally just clean it up with it. You'll see it, it'll take care of it. And once again, do the fingernail check. If the fingernail catches on anything, that's how you know you maybe need to be a little bit, give it a little bit more sanding or even go down a grit. You can see from right there though, it's completely gone, the nub is. And that's 800. 800 is a good, once again, cleaning one. If you need to really get rid of a nub though, you do want to start at your lower grits. The worse the nub, maybe the lower the grit you go, but be very very careful with like those low grits. I do have the 120 by God Hand, and it'll easily sand the whole Gundam completely to nothing. nicely on the edge, so it's gonna make it made a nice clean cut. So it's gonna hide it very, very easily. Now if we want, let's see how this fits together. Yeah, perfect. It looks beautiful. I'm gonna give it a little bit more sanding here. Not too heavy. It has just got a slight dip there, which is fantastic. Makes it a good separation between the parts. Yeah, that looks good already. You can see these nubs there, but we're gonna leave them be. This slides into that. This goes on top. Just fits right there. Oh, it's just so good looking. I love it so much already. This is gonna be a fantastic build. And once again, this is a remake too. Eva Mike, if you have some concerns, show me what you're working with specifically, and I can maybe give you some pointers too. Drop it in the Discord, of course. Show me your work there, and that'll help out. But are you using hard? The biggest question there is: are you using hard sponges or are you using firm sticks? Like there's sadly I got so many questions. So if you want to drop a link in the Discord specifically, and I can look it up and have a look to see which ones you are using. Because once again, different brands do work differently. MadWorks is once again it's my much more coarser sandpaper in general. Even though this says 240, their 320 is just as strong as this 240. And then I also use disc bays. Those are my straight edge ones, like they're on the plastic polycarbonate. Alright, this is a tough part. So this is a safety nub for the spike portion of it. I hate the appearance of them. So you gotta start off first by not clipping right next to it, so you don't mess with the plastic, but you do want to leave just a little bit overhang. And now we're actually gonna sand that down with a really low grit till it's flat. Just to show you the difference, so this is a 320 of MadWorks. Okay, so the sanding sponges, that's good. You can see this MadWorks literally just did a quicker sand job there than my 240, and that's because this is it's much more coarse, even at its 320 stage. But you can see that it cleaned it up pretty nicely. And now I'm actually going to jump right back to my God Hand 400. I highly recommend, the God Hand ones are really, really good. They're just so good. Excuse me, I guess it's asthma's acting up due to painting, as a matter of fact. Yeah, if there's sanding sponges, then you got to progressively go through the grits, and don't sand too hard. Let the sandpaper do the work. So it may take some time, but let the sandpaper do the work. Well, I don't think that's how it goes. Looks like it's backwards. Does look like it fits in there weirdly. No, it does kind of fit in there weird, but man, look at it. Dig it. It's just such a unique design. Like, both the Mercurius and Vayeate. They're different than all the Gundam Gundam mobile suits in general. And they're so cool. Oh, these look nice. 3mm thickness as well. So that's actually very, very close to this, yeah? So for this, it looks like you got three different I mean, you got your 320 is where you want to start with. Probably be, once again, be very gentle for the touch. And then you move to your 500, 5 to 600, 800 to 1000. And that's probably where you could stop, unless if you're painting. If you're not going to be painting, and you're going to be just going with the straight plastic by itself, then you're going to want to do the other 1200, 1500, and then 1800, 2000. That'll buff it out really, really nicely. So those look good. Yeah, I like what I'm looking at, in all honesty. And especially them being 3mm. So these are, these are 5mm. So 3mm is a pretty good size. I think this is a 2mm sandpaper. I don't know if I have some 3 by itself, but it's a good size. It's a really good size. I think you get something nice there. Alright, so the head is now built. Like, simply just that easy. We got some good painting to do here too. And it looks like it gives you options. Oh, there's a separate head. There's a separate head unit, or portion to the head. So let's check it out, see which one we like more. I'm pretty sure this is the one that they use in the show, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it off for now. And it's all about pulling this out specifically. So that's one of them. And then we have our other one right here. Oh yeah, yeah, you definitely can't start with 800 to 1000. Not unless, once again, super tiny cuts like these edges. 800 would be just fine. But if you're like sanding off a nub specifically, you definitely want to go start with those lower grits at that 300. You start with the lower ones and you work your way up. Just remember, the lower the grit, the more coarse it is, the more it can take off. The higher the grit, the more it's going to polish and buff. Hopefully that helps you out. So here's the other head unit. I don't remember this one though at all. And it says to do it like this. Is that more Virgo style? Huh. I think that's for like the Virgo. Cool. Let's see what it says on here for that extra head unit. Ah, camera exposed state. So I guess, and I've actually, once again, never seen it in the show, but I imagine, yeah, because it looks like it's almost the same here. I guess the same etched in design in general. This flips up to expose the camera underneath. Interesting. But we are not going to leave that on. So this centerpiece will need to be painted, so we'll disassemble that for sure. To get that proper color. And let's see what it is. I think it's actually a unique color. I think it's like a pinkish. Oh, it's either pink or it's green. One of the two. It says it is number 1, so it's pink. So Vayeate is pink, and then the Mercurius is going to be the green one. So we're going to have to make a pink color for that. I kind of have something, so we're going to do the hollow color there for it. We're going to put this back together for now. It just looks so good. Like, believe it or not, that's outside of that the HoloLens sticker. Actually, we might even just leave the HoloLens sticker and use that instead. It's embedded in there. Make it nice and easy. Sometimes stickers are really just a great option as well. Alright, going with the body part here. So funny, in the instructions it says blue parts are Vayeate. What I would do for a real grade version of these guys, man, that would be so awesome. Real grades are still kind of my favorite kits in general to work on. But if they had a real grade version of this, it would blow my expectations out of the water. And it's not like they don't have already most of the parts to do it with. I mean, they've already made tall geese, so. And all 3 versions of tall geese at that. Got them all sitting right there. So, oh yeah, I guess you can't see them on camera. And they do need to make a proper Wing Zero as well for the what's it called? The real grade lineup. And it looks like it's got full joints too, like some real joints here. Very firm ones. Now granted, Vayeate does have a huge, huge gun to it. Oh wow, there is multiple versions of this. So this says C213 and C313 and C413. Oh, that is a good looking, oh man, that is a good looking joint. It's even got some additional details and stuff there too. It is awesome. But now we gotta go find the other one. Because there's literally tons of C3s. Just 2 full sets of C2s, so I'm guessing one goes for him, and the other one goes to Mercurius. And there's the other one. I love how minimal these colors are. It's gonna really make this build like super fast. again, these. Look at these sick joints, though. That is a great ball joint in the first place. I am excited to see that. Oh, Evo Mike, I think you didn't you have some in your collection though? I think you posted up. They're super fun. I love the Real Grade series. I love the size, the detail, color accuracy. It's literally just everything I want without. Oh, and the price. The price point is so good. $30 to $40. Granted, if you give Sanaju or Real Grade New. Oh, I said Sanaju. Excuse me, Sasasbi from Charged Counterattack. That one's a pricey one. But it's so big. It's like the size of a Master Grade, and it has tons of parts with it. Fortunately, I did not have to buy it. I got it for my birthday. Cake Day Gundam. And it was total shock. I definitely didn't let my... It was from my friends, even. My friends totally surprised me by bringing a birthday gift. I mean, at my age, you're not expecting birthday gifts anymore. At least I'm not. If you are. Sorry, I meant no offense. But I'm usually not expecting birthday gifts. So with that being the case, when they brought that Gundam in, it was like, happy birthday, and I was like, you did not bring me just Sasasbi Real Grade. And I was like, that is an expensive kit. And I was like, I can't accept this. And like, you're going to accept it, and you're going to build it in DAX. And I was like, alright. Well, I'm not going to argue. Oh, Evo Mikey, I see your concern there, but most of your stickers there are going to be the decals for it, and it's just once you do decals, because I don't know if I've seen any of your builds yet that have decals, it's gonna make all the difference. Like, it looks so clean that way. It really helps out. And just to kind of give you an idea, look at just Huggies here. Like, this decals just adds so much extra flair on the kit itself. It really just adds some, I mean, just the small things. Just the small things. And they're sticker-based decals, so it makes it real easy. I kind of like stickers. Actually, I'm super weird because I like dry transfer decals. Those are my favorite. And to me, it's just sad because they come with so few kits in the first place. But yeah, real grade sticker decals are a great place to start. So there's gonna be some extras for you there as well. And I keep on those extras, and I even use them for other builds too. So. Especially, I have a lot of extra decals for my 00 Gundam specifically, and so with that Australia that I did for the speed build is going to get some decal treatment. And I definitely like, and this is a really, now that you got us on the topic here, for those decals, they look really great on the white parts. If you have like, if you were to put some sticker decals, actually I can show you. So this is another build that I'm doing. So this is Aegis Master Grade. You can see right here, like, kind of like you can see the frostingness of the sticker decal itself here. But however though, this is also a sticker decal, but you can't see any of that. So it looks really good in the white parts. And don't feel like you have to do all the decals. Like, do what feels right in the first place. Especially because, like, I'm even, like, looking at these dark ones, and I'm thinking I'm taking them off. Because they look bubbly, they're just not showing off really, really well against the red. So, I'm thinking of getting rid of them. Because once again, they're just not having that pop. And now, granted, these whites against their dark colors, that looks great. I can live with that. And then one other trick too as well, and I didn't do it for this, and I definitely should have. Use like your X-Acto knife and cut around where there's extra space. So where there's that extra space there, cut that off, and then just still place the sticker on. And sometimes you're meant to do that. They don't say that in the instructions, but you're definitely meant to do that. So these are illegible right here, and so since you can't read them, I'm just gonna get rid of them. But everything else though is pretty good. So all my white ones, I'm sticking with specifically. It's gonna look real good. It's looking good. Aegis is one of my favorite from Gundam Seed specifically. So, if anything, thanks for letting me share. Oh, that Master Grade Aegis? Nice! Because you had one too, if I'm not mistaken. It's a beautiful Gundam. Beautiful Gundam. An amazing design. I've been nothing but thrilled with it so far. I'm just marvel at the engineering that somebody designed for that suit. Oh, that needs a little bit more. As a matter of fact, you can see that 320 literally got rid of every single bit of that nub. But my 220 was not. The Godhead ones are just, once again, they're just different. Good different too, but oh, got a nice white backdrop coming your way, huh? That's nice. I don't have one. I'm not rambunctious enough for that. It's just so easy. I don't know why I haven't, in all honesty. I do enough building. That's for sure. Alright, we're looking at C319 and 20. I feel like we're already going so fast for this build. And like once again, super minimal for the paintings can be required. It's just going to be straightforward. As a matter of fact, I got no nub marks showing as it is, for the most part. Maybe got a little bit right here. That's just the injection points. We're going to put this in first, like such. From there, we slide it into this, interestingly. Ooh, that is tight. Both in awesomeness as well as in it's physically tight. Oh, good gracious. That is going to be kind of tough to pull out for painting. Oh, dang. Okay. So it looks like got some options here, and I think I'm going to do these options. We're going to scribe. I don't know. I think it might look weird. No, we're gonna scribe it. We're gonna need to scribe it. We're gonna kind of do like a fat scribe. Get like a. Let's see what do I want to go with. Might be the 0.8. Yeah, the 0.8 will probably be the best. Maybe the 0.6. Yep, now that I look at the 0.6, I think I'm going to go with it. Yep, 0.6. Oh, thanks for sharing about your friend there. It's going to help your pics look real nice. And if you want to Photoshop them, throw them in a space background. And it looks like finally all the Battle Log Gundams came in on USA Gundam Store. I'm super excited for that. Yeah, I don't know why they don't have it, but like there's like just the making for a panel line right there. Well, time to get some guide tape. Wherever it's at. Because it's not where it's supposed to be. But guide tape's clear. How do you keep track of it? It's so clear. Oh, buddy. Well, we're going to come back to that scribe then. Oh my goodness, it's literally right here in front of me. So this is one of my favorite ways to once again scribe is just to fix seam lines. It's super safe. It's pretty easy to do, and it really adds just amazing flair to your Gundams. But first off, can we just admire that for a moment? Like, that is just awesome and so fast. Like, we've been at this for like 43 minutes. Of course, with random talking about all that stuff and then spending like 5 minutes, it feels like looking for clear guide tape. Alright, so we're going to line it up with the outer edge of this guide on the inside of the shoulder in the first place, the shoulder joint. And then we're going to wrap it through the top, just like that. So it's going to be hard to get started at first. So once again, the big key here is just to take your time. Let the tool do the work. But do count. I did 20 that way. I'm probably going to do the 10 the opposite way. Yes, that looks real good. And I'm going to do the same thing up on top. Nice and slow. Did 20 that way. Looking good, looking good. And now we're going to finish it up right here. Excuse me. Oh, wow. So sorry about that. Debatable is your answer there. So, you want my honest opinion? With your question there about, is Mobile G Fighter a good Gundam series? I'm literally going to wait for a yes if you want to hear that. But, more importantly... Okay. The scribe line came out pretty solid. So we just need to sand it down. It's always very important after you scribe to sand it. No matter if you plan on not painting it. So Mobile G Fighter has some really fun concepts, but it's also got not a good story. Like the story is to me, it's just not very Gundam-y. Like Gundam is about ridding ourselves of war and ridding ourselves of our fighting personalities for the most part, I would say. And this is like, hey, instead of us, coming to peace, we just made a martial arts tournament to go ahead and settle all of our scores. Which, sure, who doesn't love a good martial arts movie or show in the first place? But the way they represent some countries is obviously not great. Oh, great. God Gundam. Anyway. I do like one Gundam from the whole series, in all honesty, and that is the Shining Gundam, which is the precursor to the God Gundam. Or Burning Gundam, as it's called in America. But it's really weird. You can tell which countries at the time Japan sees as better than others based upon it. So, and they play into a lot of stereotypes as well. So, not necessarily, once again, not necessarily the best. There is some cool aspects to it. Don't get me wrong. The Royal Flush crew is pretty fun in that instance. But the Devil Gundam, interestingly enough, you have the God Gundam and the Devil Gundam. No kidding, the Devil Gundam's the bad guy? Anyway, moving along from that. Everybody's wearing tight spandex the whole time when they're piloting Gundams. It just, once again, it's a weird thing. It's just a weird thing. So, do I recommend you see it? Yes. Do I recommend you stick with it all the way through to the end? I'd totally understand if you didn't. But, there's some cool Gundam designs. But overall, in general, I'm not really a big fan of it. It's not one for me. Just not for me. Some people actually do really like G Gundam, but I'm not one of those humans. I need to get the other panel line though right here at the bottom as well. Gotta create that one. But that one came out pretty good. I like it. It'd be a nice addition for this Gundam. I'm gonna make it just a little bit deeper here in the top. Now that I've got the groove already, the tool's just easily gliding through. But still, no reason to push down too hard. That can easily mess up your scribe lines. Having messed them up so many times before. Alright, that'll look real good once we panel line it. And lining it up. There we go. So this one is going to be like right on the seam this time around. I think I'm going to do 20 both ways this time. There we go. There's our scribing done. Whatever you do, don't try to reuse your guide tape. It just never works out. It's too much dust for it. But there we go. I'm gonna sand it down now. Especially like if it's an already smooth area, this is okay where you go with a little bit higher grit. And that's just once again, getting rid of some of those sharp edges. Letting it round itself off. And then taking a brush here to clean it up. Bam. Scribe line. And then we'll mimic the same thing on the other side. sorry for my silence there. I mean, granted, you don't come here to hear me talk, you come here to see some Gundams. Maybe it's both. If it's both, I'm flattered. If it's not, I totally get it. Alright, almost done, almost done. Definitely doing better on this side than I did on the last. It's coming out so clean over here. Oh, this is a very hard angle. There we go. A little bit of everything tonight. Subscribing done. Yeah. Sanding, of course. Good discussion there. Good questions there for you. We're going to finish up here. Just sanding this off. Smooth it out. Sorry about that. That was probably right in your ear. Alright, well, we're at a really good spot to first off call it quits because it's that time, and myself and the wifey are probably ready for bed. But secondly, got some stuff now to take to the paint lab. Get this all doctored up. No special painting needs to be done here. Just gotta make those colors from the color guide. 20% light blue. Still a little bit surprised by that, with most of it being white. But yeah, we'll make that color. Paint up those small parts. And that'll be ready for next build. Probably work on the... Oh, no. No. Next time we're going to be working on that big ol' backpack gun. That's gonna... Oh, that is totally awesome. Like, they literally have an entire runner just for the gun. And I'm absolutely thrilled by that. Absolutely thrilled. It's going to be awesome. But based upon what I'm looking at here, I'm wondering how it's going to properly sit. So... But there we go, we got some panel lines there. It's kind of interesting because it's a cross. Interesting enough, but it looks better that way than I think what it would look like if we went the other route of seam repair. So, but now the hard part is going to be separating this. This is particularly tight. But I find once again these foam repair guitar picks are a great way to pull parts apart. So, anyway, my next task to completing this Gundam is literally pulling this apart. But that's for another time. Thanks for joining in tonight. Hope you have a happy Gundam Wingsday. In general, go build some Gundams, have some fun with it. We'll catch you next time. We'll talk to you later.